Title: The Price of Envy. Deborah was born into wealth, but money never defined her heart. She grew up surrounded by luxury, expensive cars, guarded estates, and influential parents, but anyone who truly knew Deborah would tell you the same thing: her kindness stood out more than her riches. She was beautiful in a way that went beyond her appearance. Calm, confident, and warm, Deborah carried herself with grace, never looking down on anyone. She mingled easily with the rich and the poor. At social events, she could be seen laughing with billionaires one moment and sharing genuine conversations with cleaners the next. Generosity was not something she tried to show, it was who she was. That was how she met Tina. Tina came from a struggling background. Her life had been shaped by neglect, constant comparison, and being overlooked. At home, she was the less fortunate one. At school, she was invisible. People rarely listened when she spoke, and when they did, it was often with pity or dismissal. Deborah noticed her during their first year at university. Tina had been sitting alone in the lecture hall, her books worn, her clothes simple, her eyes tired. Deborah didn't approach her out of sympathy, but curiosity. There was a quiet strength in Tina that intrigued her. From that day on, Deborah made Tina her friend. She paid for Tina's textbooks when she couldn't afford them, covered her fees when deadlines came and Tina was close to dropping out. She introduced her to influential people, professors, business owners, mentors, people Tina would never have met on her own. Deborah believed she was helping a friend rise. But something dangerous was growing in Tina's heart. At first, it was admiration. Then comparison. Then bitterness. Everywhere they went, people noticed Deborah. Complimented her confidence. Praised her generosity. Admired her beauty. Tina would stand beside her, smiling on the outside, while inside her thoughts screamed. Why does she get everything so easily? Tina began to feel like Deborah wasn't helping her, she was reminding her of everything she lacked. The jealousy became louder with time. Deborah never saw it. She trusted Tina completely. She spoke freely around her. Shared her fears, her plans, her dreams. She believed friendship meant loyalty. But to Tina, Deborah's life became something she wanted to own. Not earn. Still. The envy twisted into obsession. Tina studied Deborah's routines. Her movements. Her habits. She began to imagine a life where Deborah no longer existed, and she took her place. And then she made her move. One evening, Tina invited Deborah out, saying she needed help with a personal issue. Deborah didn't hesitate. She never did when it came to Tina. They drove toward the outskirts of the city, where the streets grew quieter and the lights dimmer. Tina's voice was calm, too calm. Deborah noticed it, but brushed off the feeling. That was her mistake. Tina stopped the car in a deserted area and locked the doors. Before Deborah could react, Tina revealed her true intentions. The bitterness she had hidden for years poured out in a flood of anger, accusations, and hatred. Tina accused Deborah of ruining her life by being perfect. Of humiliating her without trying. Of reminding her every day that she came from nothing. Deborah was stunned. She tried to reason with her. Tried to calm her. Tried to remind her of their friendship. But jealousy doesn't listen to reason. Tina attacked her. She dragged Deborah out of the car, desperate and shaking, convinced this was the moment everything would finally belong to her. She believed she had planned everything perfectly. What Tina didn't know was this. Deborah's father had always feared the world would take advantage of his daughter's kindness. Unknown to Deborah, he had hired a discreet bodyguard, a man trained to protect without being seen. Someone who followed from a distance, watching quietly, waiting only to act if danger appeared. That night, he saw everything. As Tina attempted to end Deborah's life, the bodyguard intervened with precision and force. He restrained Tina, pulled Deborah to safety, and immediately contacted the authorities. Deborah survived. Tina didn't escape. She was arrested that same night. The investigation revealed everything: premeditation, jealousy, betrayal. The people Tina once dreamed of impressing now turned their backs on her. She lost every connection Deborah had given her. Her reputation was destroyed. Her freedom gone. And Deborah. She healed, slowly. The betrayal cut deeper than the physical pain. Losing a friend hurt more than the attack itself. But she learned a painful truth. Not everyone who smiles at you wants you to win. Some people don't want success. They want replacement. Deborah chose forgiveness, but never ignorance again. And Tina learned the hardest lesson of all. Envy doesn't elevate you. It destroys you.